bum bum. Ba-dum bum ba-dum bum. What's up? If you have any questions, you can go to speakpipe.matthias. That'll do it. Hey. Hello from Sydney. What? Hi, everybody. Welcome. Nice to see you. Hey. We're gonna answer some questions. Everyone's coming in. What's happening? Hi from India. Hi, William. Hi, Melissa. What? Hi, everybody. Hi. All right, shall we? Let's do it. Let's get into our first question.
How can a man's mother wound or past hurts from a mother wound affect his marriage and the way he shows up with his wife?
What do you think in the chat? How do mother wounds affect marriage? What do you think? Okay. Okay, so many of you have probably heard the word attachment before and all the various different attachment things. I'm trying to go past the low-hanging fruit. Because the low-hanging fruit on like, well, how do mother wounds affect marriage is like something like, well, depending on your relationship with your mother, you might feel entitled to a certain form of care. You might feel like that kind of the relationship revolves around your needs, revolves around your concerns. Maybe the mother kind of had a bit of like a reassurance fueled anything to please my boy kind of vibe in their relationship. And so there's almost like an expectation that the relationship kind of centers around the needs and desires of the man. That's one version. Another version is that the mom is actually very withholding and very cold and very punitive. And so there's like an expectation that if he gets it wrong, if he doesn't please you, then you are going to become punitive and cold and withdraw and take away love as well. Anyone relate to that one? Yeah. Sometimes it's like, there's just like little quirks, I guess, in the mother's personality and in the relationship that then function as somewhat like triggers. So mom, like for example, is very loving and present, but then when a new boyfriend kind of gets in the picture, then mom's attention goes towards the boyfriend. And then that kind of like trains the son to kind of grow up in a world where as long as he has her undivided attention, we're good. But the moment there's a distraction, the moment like, I don't know, there's something that makes mom feel like she's alive, mom retreats. And so then in the relationship, later in adulthood, the boyfriend or the husband is like, well, okay, I need your full attention. And then if you're off playing with your friends, if you're off enjoying your career, if you have a child and then your attention's on the child, I feel abandoned, frustrated, angry at you. And that can feel like it kind of comes out of nowhere. And it's not always obvious that like the husband or boyfriend knows that this is happening. It's not clear that he's choosing to. It's almost just like there's a instinct that kind of pops in. It's like, I don't feel seen, known, loved, all the things. Those are signs of like emotional neglect, I guess, in the man. What do you think? Hey, let's look in the chat. What came up for you? Ba-da-bum-bum. What came up for you? Onyx says she agrees. Okay. Oh, I'm glad, Blitz. What about when mom stayed in an abusive marriage and the son witnessed that? Well, yeah. Okay, so that's an interesting one because I think like what you see is just like my needs come second. If it's safe and fine and convenient for my needs to be met, then good. But ultimately, all the needs revolve around the most dysfunctional person in the room. That's the lesson from abuse, and specifically, a mom who stays with an abusive partner. It's like all our needs revolve around them. So their needs come first, my needs come next. And if they are angry and need appeased, then whatever I was feeling in that moment needs to go under the surface to appease the most unhealthy person in the room. If they are excited and I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling something heavy, there's not room for my heaviness because they are in a good mood. We have to maintain their good mood. So we have to stay afloat and be bubbly, and we can't have room for pain that maybe you're feeling, right? And that can turn into a pretty intense form of people pleasing, where it's not just that you want other people to be pleased with you. Specifically, you're always hyper vigilant of the most unhealthy person in the room, and you're trying to make sure that they specifically are happy. Because if they're not happy, no one can be happy. Does that make sense? Man, oh man, that's a big one. That's a big one. All right, next voicemail, shall we? That was like a little bubbly and kind of like a little too whatever, right? Do we have another one? Ah, that feels nice. All right, let's pick another voice now.
I don't have any trauma that I know of from my childhood, but I know I have something that is weighing me down or pulling me back always. And what you said about hyper-focusing on something and being like really successful in one area, passionate about something that others look to you at as successful, inspirational maybe. I have that with business, but I know that I'm constantly monitoring every single thing and every single angle of everything I'm saying and how it will affect every single person in the room at all times. Very closely monitoring every single person's facial expression, body language, and I'm tired of it. I've been doing this for 30 years and I didn't even really consciously realize it until recently. But I think I have an issue with like pushing people away and like self-sabotaging. When things are good in a relationship, it's like inevitable, and I know I'm gonna ruin it. I know I'm gonna ruin it. And I don't know why I'm gonna ruin it, but I know it's gonna happen. And as the years go by in a beautiful, loving, healthy relationship that I'm so shocked I'm even able to have, it's like I'm subconsciously counting down how long until it all falls apart. And I don't know why I do that. And I don't know why my big wins never feel big enough. So I'd love to understand it more. And I'd love to heal.
Wait, is that better? Sorry, did I mess up? Hello, hello? Sorry, team, you can hear me? Okay, TikTok can hear me. Did it come back? Sorry. Okay, yeah, it's back. All right, well, okay, good. Someone said on TikTok it said it was doubling. That's unfortunate. Here, tell me if this is doubling. I hate this tech stuff. Man. one last time. Because I
I
want you to be able
don't
to hear it.
have any trauma that I know of from my childhood, but I know I have something that is weighing me down or pulling me back always.
Echo.
And what you said about hyperfocusing on something and being like really successful in one area, passionate about something that others look to you at as successful, inspirational maybe. I have that with business, but I know that I'm constantly monitoring every single thing and every single angle of everything I'm saying and how it will affect every single person in the room at all times. Very closely monitoring every single person's facial expression, body language, and I'm tired of it. I've been doing this for 30 years and I didn't even really consciously realize it until recently. But I think I have an issue with like pushing people away and like self-sabotaging. You know, when things are good in a relationship, it's like inevitable. And I know I'm going to ruin it. I know I'm going to ruin it. And I don't know why I'm going to ruin it, but I know it's going to happen. And as the years go by in a beautiful, loving, healthy relationship that I'm so shocked I'm even able to have, it's like I'm subconsciously counting down how long until it all falls apart. And I don't know why I do that. And I don't know why my big wins never feel big enough. So I'd love to understand it more. And I'd love to heal.
All right. Well, I'm sorry, TikTok. Sorry that it's doubling for you. I've tried like 5 different things to change it, and it doesn't look like it's changing. So for the time being, we're going to tolerate this lovely woman's voice doubled over a little bit, and then I will check it and change it for next time. My humble apologies. Can you hear me now? Can you hear my voice? My voice doubling. That would not be okay. I wouldn't continue if my voice is doubling. All right, enough tech stuff. Let's get to the answer. All right. Anyone relate to that? That people-pleasing, sabotaging fear that, I'm just waiting for things to go wrong. I'm just waiting for the trauma that I've been through, for the hardship that I've been through to ultimately undermine and take away the stuff that I love most. Take away the things that fill me with joy. Oh, yeah, I relate to that. You relate to it? Yeah. I think, we talk about multitasking and being able to pay attention to lots of things at the same time. I'm finding more and more that, especially emotionally, we're not actually able to multitask emotionally in the sense of like, I'm going to be paying attention to my own hypervigilance and my own fears, and I'm going to try to be paying attention to you. And there's like here. It's like there's a distraction that happens that actually undermines to where I'm trying to quiet my hypervigilance. I'm trying to quiet the things that really scare me. And so I'm performing for those internal critics, those internal fire alarms, those internal voices that say, like, pay attention to this, watch out for this, don't do this. Perform harder, try harder, pay attention more. And then it's almost then there's this other crowd in the inner mind that's like, that takes over and won't let you text back and won't let you go to sleep and doom scrolls and overeats and copes, hides, avoids, lashes out in anger, irritation, finds something wrong with everything. And it's funny because you can, in your mind, you'll be like, all right, be chill, be nice, be cool, don't say something, and then something will just leave your mouth, and you'll be like, why are you late? Do you not even care about me? And you're like, why did that come out of my mouth? And it's almost just like there's two steering wheels. It's so hard. What? People are saying you can't hear me. Something changed on your mic when you reached up. Check, check, check. Hello, hello, hello. Got super quiet. You reached up. Oh, is that better? Okay. Good, good. That's better. There you go. There you go. Microphones. Yeah, everyone's like, fix the mic. Wow, I guess that was a dramatic mic adjustment. My bad, team. Back to what I was saying. The people pleaser, the self-sabotager, the part of you that just kind of like seems to undermine all the things that you want in a relationship. Man. Here's maybe the steps to start to address it. The first is that you have to kind of realize, like, there's a lot of inner conflict in you in let's say, people, parts that want different things. And if you try to shove down the parts that you think aren't working or that are sabotaging, they will leak, meaning that their frustrations, their desires, their fears are going to kind of control the subconscious stuff, the emotions, the feelings, the reflexes, the intuitions. That's all the stuff that's guided by all the stuff you shove down. Has anyone ever explained that part before? It's like your willpower can't control your intuitions, reflexes, and what you feel. It can kind of it could try to control what you feel in the sense of shove it down or push it away, but it can't make you feel happiness. It can't make you feel relaxed. It can shift your attention. Your willpower can make you focus on different things, but feelings aren't within the control of your willpower. You can control which of those you act on in a premeditated sense, but the reflexes and the intuitions are not in that domain. They're run by different departments. They are two different levers. And so I think what so many people find is like you have this decision in your mind, this desire to be like, I'm going to be present. We're going to have a good date. We're going to have a good time. And then you feel bitter, resentful, cold, closed off, frustrated, distant, dissociated. And you're like, but that's not what I've decided to feel. And then the big reveal is you don't get to decide what to feel. You just feel, in the sense that your body authentically reacts to the moment, and you can choose to take that signal and explore it and think about that, or you can choose to shut it down because it doesn't fit what you feel like you should be feeling, and then you're going to have inner conflict and compete. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to listen to every single feeling. It doesn't mean you need to obey every feeling that comes up, because feelings can be misunderstandings. Feelings can be from trauma. Feelings can be triggers. Feelings can be unreasonable. Sure, but they are not open to persuasion. They have to be healed, listened to, attended to, heard out. Anyone who's ever tried to argue with a 1.5-year-old, I have a 19-month-old right now. It doesn't work. My 1.5-year-old goes, wowie, wowie, wowie. And I give her the wowie, and then she's like, nope, wowie, wowie, wowie. And I'm like, you have the wowie. This is the wowie. Here's your wowie. And then she's like, nope, wowie. And so we're arguing, and I'm like, listen to logic. And what she means is that that's not the cup she wanted. Like, I don't want this cup. I want this cup. It's like a toddler who doesn't have all the language. And you're listening to the body and the voice, and you're like, wow, wowie, this is fine. This water's good. Like, she just wants the other cup. And so that's kind of what you're doing when you're listening to feelings. Is like, you're like, We're safe with this partner. We like this partner. We're in love with this person. And then your body's like, wowie, wowie. And you're like, just the wowie. And you have to get underneath. There is a logic under the feeling if you're willing to listen. And that doesn't mean we go on these big investigative detective cases like which cup does the toddler want. It's because I'll tell you, there's some things that my toddler asks for that I can't say yes to. She wants like a lollipop. And I'm like, you're going to choke on that lollipop that your sister has. Sorry. No. And then you got to grieve with that toddler. And if you just try to like shut her down and get mad at her and just tell her like, stop crying. Who's told a young kid to stop crying? Does it work? No. You know what happens? This is weird. They cry harder. Like, why? Because they're not being attuned to. They're being shut down, and they know it. They're mad. Toddlers are in touch with the body, you know? Oh, you're the same way. And so when it comes to self-sabotage, you got to, I mean, everyone says the inner child work. It's a good metaphor. The good metaphor is because you have to like zero in, listen. Often, like, right, you have to put your hand on their back and you have to like have a calm presence. There has to be a physical, tactile attunement, attending to the deep stuff. Yeah. So, little announcement as we're doing questions. Let's do another voice note here in a minute. Last day to watch the Trauma You Can't Remember. Some of you might have seen some videos popping around. I did a whole event on healing from trauma. Specifically how to heal from wounds that you don't remember. Childhood memories that you don't remember. How to heal from them. It's free. It's a free event. You can watch it. It's like 45 minutes. It expires today. It's not on YouTube or anything. It goes away. So if you want to watch that, screen cap this. You can go to MatthiasLive.com. MatthiasLive.com. You can watch it. Screen cap it. It's gone. It's gone at the end of today. Okay. You got it? Screen capped it? Pretty cool event. If you like this stuff, if you think these Q&As are cool, I can actually give you like a step-by-step process for how to heal traumatic wounds that you can't remember, memories from childhood that inspire these intuitions. Let's get to the next question. Sorry ahead of time, it's going to be doubled. I don't know why. I've tried, but nothing is worse on a live than someone trying to do tech, like troubleshooting, while you're sitting there on the toilet. Okay.
So I've been in a relationship for about 8 years, and recently we decided to break it off. And that decision was about, I guess, 2-3 months ago, so not that recent, but whenever the relationship ends because it's your fault, I guess for me, in my opinion, there's like a whole different, it's a different ball game, I guess. A different ball game of hurt, because there's a lot of regret. And I just don't know how to really move past that regret. You know, there's a lot of like self-blame. Intertwined in it, and how do you just not blame yourself? Like, I guess, I don't know. Like, it just doesn't make sense in my head for me to just forget about it. Like, well, I guess not really forget, but forgive my own self for that, because I look back now and I'm like, why would you do that? You know? Like, I don't know.
I get it. Self-forgiveness is a weird thing when you have genuine regret. It's like, you know, you hear all the time that whole thing about like, oh, you have like guilt versus regret. So like, or sorry, guilt versus shame. So shame is like, I'm a bad person. Guilt is I did a bad thing, right? So, but then there's a valid question under that of like, well, hold on. Like, what if I genuinely am feeling tons of regret around something I did that violates my values? So it's not like I'm just like spiraling into some like shame pit. I just genuinely am feeling like a real like human regret. Like I did stuff in this relationship. Oh, I wish I did it different. It cost a lot. It hurts. Ah, what do I do? And I mean, I get it. It's like I think that there's two things that really don't work. So you could think like I'm walking around like a tightrope here. So like I have two directions that won't work. First direction is that I go into defensiveness. And defensiveness is like, they were just, it's their fault. I'm frustrated with them. They were just, that I don't know. I don't have a good inner monologue right on the tip of my tongue. Someone does in the chat. Who knows? Who knows what that sounds like? They were just narcissistic and toxic and wanting too much, and we just aren't compatible. Whatever it is. Okay, so there's some sort of like, not my fault. And then on the other side, it's like I'm a piece of garbage, and there's a lot of frustration at yourself and anger at yourself, and just feeling like, man, I can't let it go. You feel it in your chest. You feel like just this anger towards yourself in your chest, and it makes you very like distrusting that in the future, like, oh, maybe I can't have a relationship. Maybe I'm just gonna be alone forever. Maybe I'm broken. Maybe maybe love isn't for me. Maybe I'm never actually gonna be happy. And there's this like very self-focused, self-pity party thing you do. And maybe it has a little victim mentality tone to it, a little flavor of the poor me. Now, here's the thing. It's helpful to know, and this sounds weird because it sounds like I'm shaming you for shaming you. I'm not. I'm just pointing out the reality. It's more helpful to have the truth than for someone just to pat everything for you. It's self-focused. The whole like shame-driven monologue of I'm just a big load of crap is self-focused. You're not going to fix anything by looking at yourself more. In all likelihood, the relationship didn't work well because you weren't attuning to their needs. You were just focusing on yourself, whether the good things you want or the bad things you keep doing. And so it's like more self-involvement is not going to move the dial. You have to move your attention outward. In all likelihood, the relationship ended poorly. Whatever degree it was your fault, whether it's 20% or 80%, whatever, it's because you weren't attuning. You weren't paying attention to their needs and acting in a way that acknowledged them as mutual with your needs, being prioritized, but also prioritizing theirs. You weren't tolerating difference well. You weren't holding space for their particularities in places where they're different than you. And I don't know your story. I don't know what you said. I don't know how the relationship went wrong. Here's what's helpful though. It's just like, okay, I need to look inward for what? I need to look inward for what is my core value? And then what would actually support me in moving towards the kind of person I want to be in the future? Like concretely, practically. Like I didn't show up and I was avoidant and there was times I would just retreat. Okay, to me that is a loneliness problem. When you retreat, that in part tells me that part of your inner wounding architecture is when big feelings, heavy feelings come up, you think they're going to hurt other people or burden other people, or like I'm going to get angry and say something, so I got to retreat. I got to go hide in the back so that, it's the Hulk dilemma, right? That's Hulk. That's the whole like archetype of the Incredible Hulk. It's like, I got to go hide me because I'll hurt you. All right. So if that's part of your brooding, architecture, then that's a loneliness problem. You need someone in your life that can see the real you and all the spiky stuff, and then show you, not just tell you, show you that they still stick around. That could be a therapist. That could be friends. That doesn't have to be a romantic partner. That could be other friendships, that are platonic. But that's part of the internal work. If that's your style, if you're like, oh, I sabotaged this because I kept abandoning. It's like, yeah, you're scared of what happens when your feelings show up. And it's often not just because like you're selfish in the sense of like, well, I just want to go indulge in some sort of pleasure thing and I don't care about them and I think that they're like not worth my time. It's like, I don't know, maybe you're a psychopath, but maybe it's more likely that you're like, I abandoned because my feelings are so chaotic that I don't want to mess you and us up until I figure them out back here. So I'm just going to carry my feelings back here until I figure it out, and then I'll maybe come back. And yeah, that's a loneliness, worthiness, pain symptom that tells me likely you need some deeper friendships in your life, a good therapist, a good mentor. Where do I go for that? AA, it's a good one. There's lots of versions of AA if alcohol's not your thing. SA, Gamblers, Anonymous, whatever. The reason it's good is because you got just a lot of broken people who aren't like superior, going to try to like shove advice down your throat. Like you just got a bunch of real people. If you want to find the realest people on the block, go to the AA meeting. That's the truth. The most authentic people on the block are in the AA meetings. Yeah, so that it sounds weird, but it's like, okay, I just feel like I really messed up. Have a concrete plan for healing and attending to the stuff that you think genuinely contributed to the end of your relationship. Then, after that, you just need to grieve. Grieve. Oh, I messed that up. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, in all likelihood, it was mutual. In all likelihood, there was stuff that she was doing or he was doing that added to the dysfunction. Takes two to tango. It's not always 50-50, but I mean, in all likelihood, there's a mix, right? Obviously. So then you need to grieve it. It's like, what do I do with this pain in my chest? You feel it. Things move in and out when you feel it. I feel stuck. Maybe you just, it's moving slower than you want. Often self-flagellating, self-critical, self-beating yourself up is a distraction from the sadness you feel that it's over. The sadness isn't toxic. The sadness is just, it mattered to you, and you need to feel how it mattered to you. Does that make sense? But it hurts. Yeah. You can survive hurt. Hurt doesn't always harm. What does harm is ruthless self-criticism, internal spirals of shame that push you into unhealthy behaviors. That's not helping you, them, or the next person. So look inward long enough to know what you need to focus on next. And that will likely mean relationship with authentic people. Okay? Good? Next. We having fun? Is that the right word? Fun? Is that doubling too? Does that sound like it's doubling? I love this song. Yes, doubling? What about now? Check, check. Is it doubling now? Can't hear you now. Ah. What about this? Check, check. Now is it doubling? All right, Instagram, you're saying not doubling. Okay, thank you. Oh, perfect, someone says. It's not doubling? Oh, did I fix it? All right, let's listen. Why isn't voicemails working? All right, we've gotten a lot of new voicemails. You can leave me a voicemail at speakpipe, like a plumber's pipe, speakpipe.com/Matthias.
I don't have any trauma that I know of from my childhood, but I know I have something that is weighing me down or pulling me back always.
We already listened to this one, my bad. Here's what I'll say. If you are like, hey, I don't know if there's something in my childhood that's actually holding me back. Maybe there is. Maybe there's trauma at the root of a struggle I'm having. I actually have an event that I did just on Tuesday. The last time you can watch it is today. It's free. You can just watch it. It's like 45 minutes on how to heal from trauma that you can't remember. Here is, you can screen cap or you can screenshot this QR code. It's MatthiasLive.com. You can just go there if you want to watch it. If you're on Instagram, you can just comment the word event. I'll send it to you. And then, yeah, you can watch it for the rest of today. And it'll be gone after today, though. So last day to watch it. You should check that out. All right. We're back. Next voice note.
Hi, good afternoon. I just came across your video talking about trauma. I think that just explains me. I had an absent dad, and I'm hyper independent. And also the first thing you mentioned, oh God, I push myself too hard. I never get satisfied when I achieve something, and as well as I always have to look at if people like me or not. It's really affecting me at my job. It's affecting my relationships, and I don't know how to help myself. Please, what do I do? I feel so terribly stuck sometimes. It gets me so down that I don't get to do what I ought to do because I have some classes I'm running, but I'm 29 and my years are just slipping away from my hand. I don't know what to do.
Overfunctioning. Any overfunctioners here? Anyone here describe themselves as an overfunctioner? Overfunctioner meaning I do and I do and I do and I do and I do even when I'm exhausted, even when I don't want to, I have to. I do and I do. Music's too loud. All right, I'll fix it. Yeah? It's me, says Katie. Oh yeah. Here's something interesting. Let me read you this passage. This is cool. Can you see it? Looks like the chat's kind of blocking for a second. Bum bum. Bum bum ba-dum bum bum. That's better. This is cool. This right here. We can lose a sense of self. Losing a sense of self, that's like the joy, the happiness, the vitality, feeling satisfied with the things that we're putting effort into, right? We lose a sense of self if we turn against the self. We lose a sense of self if we turn against the self. Meaning, we reject the signals that our body is giving us. I'm tired. Reject. We're still working. I'm uncomfortable. Reject. We're still going. We're still talking. We're still engaging. I don't feel happy. Well, reject. We're still going in, right? So, if we invest our energies, Freud's libido, in the ego or in self-image, this isn't just like some narcissistic self-image. That could be like, that could be I'm a good person. That could be I'm a helpful person. That could be I just want them to be happy. We can have an image around the effect we want to have on people, even if it's not some narcissistic image, right? All of us need others. Okay, if we invest our energies in the self or ego, we can lose that sense of self. Here's what that means more just concretely, is that if we are always pouring our energies and efforts into making others happy, into our careers, into our ambitions and dreams. A dream, by definition, is not here in the present. It's out in the future, right? If we put all of it there, and we're getting error messages that keep kind of popping up, an error message is like, you're tired, you're exhausted, you're not happy, this is too much, you don't feel well taken care of, you feel da-da-da-da. It's like we push down all those error messages, and we just focus on the ego image or the dream or the goals, the we want everyone to be pleased with us. Then when it's like, okay, I'm ready to be happy, I'm ready to be pleased, I'm ready to be full of joy. Did that fix the mic? Sorry, team. I'm ready to be glad again. Is the mic better? Cargo pants. Sorry. Yeah, way better. Good. If we're constantly like, oh, I want to be happy. But we're always turning down the error messages. It's like we're turning off the chat. It's like we're turning off the chat from our body. And the good messages can't come in either. It's like what I was saying before. Your willpower can't create feelings. Your will, your decisions do not create feeling. And so if you're not feeling something you want to feel, you have to pay attention to the error messages that you keep turning away. And I think the big cost of the overfunctioning is your feeling of being alive. The cost of overfunctioning is your vitality. The reward of your overfunctioning is perhaps your dreams coming true and people being pleased with you. Maybe. Congrats. Remember that TikTok that was going around a little while ago? That was like, oh, you're a people pleaser? Name 3 people who are pleased with you. That was such a funny one. Man. If you want to feel alive, you got to listen to the error messages. The aliveness comes through the same chat as the error messages. And the error messages, here. The error messages are your big feelings, your grief, your sadness, your disappointment, your anger. That's a good one. A lot of people have a very hard relationship with their anger. Your rage. I'm not rageful. I don't struggle with anger. If you struggle with boundaries, then you probably struggle with anger. A struggle with anger doesn't mean that it's too hot. It might be that it's too cold. If we say, oh, the stove is broken, I don't mean that it's boiling too hot. I mean that I can't get it on when it needs to be on. Some of you have anger issues and you didn't even know it, and it's because you don't feel angry ever, even when you should. If you're not feeling anger when you should, then your anger's broken. Sorry, I just got angry. Ha ha ha. Boo. Has that ever hit you before? Anyone ever explained that part? Yeah. If you want to heal what's underneath of your anger, I got a free event. It's called The Trauma You Can't Remember. It shuts down today. That's a webinar that I did on Tuesday. It's free. You can watch it. 45 minutes. It's on how to heal from trauma, even if you can't remember it, and address some of these feelings. Well, how do I get the error chats back on? How do I feel vitality and aliveness again? Watch this event. I'll walk you through it. It's just step by step. It's not just a Q&A. There is Q&A, but it's like a structured thing. I think you'll enjoy it. So check it out. You can screen cap this thing. Just like a little click on your phone. That'll help. If you're on Instagram, you can comment the word event. That's good. Yep, I see it in the chat. Event. Good. Where can we find that training? Right here, MatthiasLive.com. Good. All right. As we were. I'm bored of that song. Let's do this one. I like that.
having people in my life currently that choose to stay, how do I learn and trust myself that what they say is true after they continuously have proven that it is true, that they have stayed? I'm having a hard time not instinctually falling back to automatically needing consistent reassurance. Thanks.
Anyone relate to that? Reassurance isn't a bad thing to ask for. I mean, I think that when you think about reassurance, like what you're doing is like, we're good, right? Like, we're safe, right? Like, you like me, right? Like, we're still in a good zone. That's fine. The problem is when it's just really detached from reality, meaning that you have every sign, and that person has given you every sign that you're good, and then you're still seeking reassurance. So if they're a little bit peeved, if they're a little bit distant and cold, there's nothing wrong with seeking reassurance. If they generally kind of seem fine and they've told you, no, yeah, we're fine, and then you keep asking and asking and asking, it's like, oh, okay, you're responding not to the signal in the relationship. You're responding to something like back here, something like something's bothering you back here, and you're making me your coping mechanism with your fear back here. You're making me deal with your fear. That isn't related to us. It's related to your fear. Okay. Bummer. That can create like a pretty big burden on a relationship. It can create a lot of pain because it's compulsive. It's like it's self-focused. It's about me, not us. It's unattuned. Alet says in the chat, will you beatbox? Nope. All right, so it's unattuned. How do you fix it? How do you work through the abandonment? You got to reprocess the wounding of the abandonment in the first place. So here, let me walk you through it. Like, how do you reprocess? Whenever it says reprocess, what do you mean? Anyone ever do one of those flip books from school? Here, watch. Come close. You ever do a flip book from school where you like maybe in your like notepad in math class or something where you make a little cartoon, right? You like you kind of do one of those things like where someone's jumping on a trampoline or someone's like running across, and like one of those stop motion kind of things in your notebook. Okay, cool. So let's say that your memory, like a memory is kind of like that. So here's what happens in therapy. When a therapist is like, oh, I have abandonment wounds, how do I heal it? Let me just like really concretely walk you through what a therapist does. Therapist says, okay, when you feel abandonment, what do you feel in the body? I know that's an irritating question because it's like, gosh, that's the most hocus pocusy therapist coded sounding question ever. Whatever. Okay, we ask, what do you feel in your body? I feel upset stomach, chest, racing energy through my arms and legs. I feel numb. I feel nothing. Okay, good. When's the first time that you felt that? I don't know. I don't have a lot of memories from my childhood. Anyone here feel like, oh, I don't have a lot of memories from childhood? By the way, I did a whole event on this. Screen cap this. It expires today, but there's a whole event free that you can watch 45 minutes on this process and how to heal from wounds that you can't remember if you screen cap that. Okay. So, but I'll walk you through it. So it's like, let's say that I don't really have a lot of memories from childhood, and I don't really feel a lot from like before 6th grade. I'm like, okay, fine. What's the last time you remember feeling abandoned? My boyfriend 2 years ago. Okay. Any earlier memories of feeling abandoned? Like with this racing feeling in your chest, this same sludge you feel. When's the last time you felt that? 15. Also with a boyfriend when I was 15. Okay, let's take the memory of 15 when your boyfriend dumped you on text. And it felt like a spiral and felt awful. It's like, well, my abandonment issues aren't because of that boy when I was 15. And it's like, no, it's fine. I mean, often abandonment issues are like stacks of lots of things. It's like it's just because, like maybe it's all these different, hard memories of abandonment, and this is like the one that's really at the base, like we can take this one, that's fine. Let's start with something smaller. Sometimes when you deal with this one and get this out of the way, then the big one will reveal itself, and then you can deal with that, So let's just take the boyfriend when you were 15. Let's process that. Well, what happened? He texted me, and I cried, and I threw up. Okay, wow. That's not maybe like a memory that's creating flashbacks and PTSD, but it's one of those memories you wince when you think about it. Anyone have those? Where like you just like remember it and think about it and you just feel like, and you just like almost wince a little bit. It just almost hurts to remember because you feel embarrassed or you feel pain there. Good. Okay, like you have the memory. Here's what you don't do. You don't want to like reflect on the whole memory at the same time, because it's like, and some of you have done that. You've gone to therapy and it's just this big mess, and then you try talking about it and then you feel all awful and you're like, great. Same time next week. Thanks, therapist. Thanks, doc. And it just feels awful. What if you just took like one slice of it? Okay? And then for one slice, and then like literally meaning I was staring at my phone before he texted me and I saw the 3 dots. Good. So I have the 3 dots right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm not just going to like reflect on just this part and really think tons about that. I'm going to just like kind of put it in and out of my mind. Like hop, hop. All right, 3 dots and then out. And like, what do you mean out? Like, let's say you're watching YouTube and you're watching something funny, something that'll make you laugh. So you're watching a YouTube video, you pause, you think about that memory just really briefly, and then you're back into the video. And there's like a whole process and like step-by-step thing that I have in a workshop called The Healed Mind. If you want to hear about that, you can just click. I have a live event where I walk through this process in more detail, which is free. So you can watch that. It expires today, though. It's going to go away after today, and then this process you can learn about in there. So you have like just like you move it in and move it out, and you're maybe back to the YouTube video, and you arrive down at a place of calm because you're like laughing. It's really hard to laugh and be overwhelmed at the same time. Okay, I'm laughing and I'm back at calm, and then I reflect on it, and then I'm out. So I think about the 3 dots, and then I'm out, and then I think about the 3 dots, and I'm out. And I think about the 3 dots. Someone said in TikTok is this flash technique. Very similar. It's something called 4 blinks flash. It's a little bit different, but I walk through this in the event. So in and then out. And then and then I'm just kind of back in like my YouTube video, or I'm making pasta, I'm eating pasta, or I'm walking around, or I'm petting my dog. And so until like the 3 dots feels more mundane. Like I don't feel that same spiky like, like in my chest thinking about the 3 dots. Okay, good. Then the text comes in and I'm reading it. That's the next memory. Maybe that's a lot. Maybe that feels like too much. So maybe you just take a little bit of that memory and you start with that first. Okay? So like, and what I mean by that is like the bottom edge of my phone, not even the text itself, just thinking about the bottom edge of my phone. I'm going to think about that. And then pop, pop. I'm watching, funny clips. And then pop, pop, pop. Kind of back and forth. I'm not going back to the memory until I feel calm. And then when I feel calm, I go back to the memory, think about that again for a moment, and then I'm back to the funny clips. So it's like you kind of just almost get used to that little piece and then the whole thing of when the text comes in. And then the part of the memory where your stomach drops. And then the part of the memory where you think about a huge text. The part of the memory where you go through ChatGPT and you're asking ChatGPT what to do, and then you send a screen cap to your friend. And, whatever it is, like the whole memory all the way through. And then you're going to notice the memory's like 10,000 pounds lighter. And it was weird because you didn't really have like this big cathartic moment when you like let go of your abandonment wounds. You did. You reconsolidated the memory through something very akin to priming, which is a process that happens in the back of your brain, which is the part that seems to reach from the back seat and drive the steering wheel. Right? Interesting. So now you can look at the memory and you can look through it and you can actually reflect on it. But instead of getting pulled back into the memory like the 15-year-old you can reflect on it as the grown-up you. And then maybe you have some aha moments and you're like, man, that kid was like just that guy that I was obsessed with when I was 15 is just some dumb kid. Like, why would I... Why am I feeling all abandoned by this 15-year-old whatever kid? Oh, I just saw Ben in here. Hi, Ben. Ben Cole Edwards. I've seen your videos. What's up, Ben? So it's like, sorry, that distracted me. You go through the memory, you reconsolidate, you can reflect on it. You have aha moments that don't just happen here. They like happen in your chest and in your gut, and you feel it differently. It feels different. That's the point. You can't just have an aha moment in your brain. It has to feel different. And then you realize, you're like, 15-year-old punk kid still keeping me up at night. I don't need to hold on to all that. You let it go, and then you notice like the abandonment wound on its own gets a bit lighter without deciding, right? Without like deciding to feel better, you know, like without having to process in the sense of like reflect on it a bunch. It almost just kind of like evaporates a little bit, just like 10%, 20%. That's what reconsolidation does. Lots of ways to do it. You can do it through EMDR. You can do it through sensory motor psychotherapy. You can do it through somatic experiencing. IFS has a version of it. You have what I'm describing is very similar to something called Flash. It's a little different than Flash, though. That's not the protocol that Manfield made. If you are interested in that, come to my event. It's open for one more day. It's free. MatthiasLive.com. Screen cap this. Just give a little screen cap. And you can watch, it's like 45 minutes. I don't go through that process in particular. I talk about how to heal wounds that you don't remember. And then I have a workshop where I kind of like break down that process and how to go through that protocol. And it's half off. It's half off right now. It's normally $500. It's going to be way, way, way cheaper. $200. $200 there. There's payment plans that make it even cheaper. But if you want to know more, just go to the free event. Go to the free event and you'll be able to hear more about that. But when I think about like, oh, I have abandonment wounds, I just like, I don't know if you feel this way. I'm getting so, I guess, tired of the hyper abstract answers of some big abstract philosophical insight that's supposed to click everything into place. And I'm like, no. I mean, like, I don't need better ways to combat these feelings or to talk myself out of these feelings. I want the feelings to be resolved. And that's what these techniques do. You know, that's what this does. That's what it does. All right. Good. Next question. Let's do one more. Or let's do some in the chat. Let's do some in the chat. Let's do some questions in the chat. I'm going to look at questions. Look with me. This is good. How do you talk to someone that considers the most deep conversations as an argument? That tells me that the person you're trying to talk to is nervous about heavy things because heavy things have turned into big arguments in the past, either with you or with someone else. So maybe it was with an ex, maybe it was with a parent, maybe it's a sibling. That when they got into heavy territory, people started blowing up. And so they have an intuition logged in the back of their brain that's like, that's not good. So think about it like a fire alarm that goes off on the stove. It's like the stove, you're cooking steak, and the fire alarm goes off, and the fire alarm's like, fire. And you're like, no. And you're trying to tell the fire alarm, listen, pal, listen, this is just steak. You need to stop freaking out about the steak. There's no fire. No one's getting burned down. Does the fire alarm care about that? No. The fire alarm smelled smoke. And you can talk to that fire alarm all you want. Nothing's happening. I think the back of the brain, that's a pretty good analog. It's like, sorry, pal, I smelled smoke. I'm here to tell you when there's smoke. And so you need to reprogram the back of the brain. You need to differentiate and then reintegrate. That's the big psychological term. Speaking of abstract, blah, blah, blah. It's like you have this big blob of feeling, bad feeling. Like we're having deep conversation and I don't feel good. I feel bad. Stop. And then what you need to do is you need to take those feelings and then through something like what I just described earlier, you need to say, there's actually lots of feelings in here that aren't just bad. There's sad. There's mad. There's Maniacally glad. Okay, so then what you do is you differentiate. And you're like, okay, it's not just one big blob of bad. It's mad and sad. Okay, great. We got mad and sad. So that's called differentiating. And then you need to integrate. Meaning, I now have two things, not one thing. Before, it felt like one big blob. Now, I have two separate little things that are all part of my hand. And depending on the situation that I'm in, I can pull out sad. Or I can pull out mad. And now I've reintegrated it. That's what needs to happen. He's like, oh, deep conversations feel like an argument. Feels bad. You need to integrate. Big conversations make me sad and worried I'm going to be abandoned. Big conversations, like I have to differentiate. This is different people. This isn't my mom. This is my new partner. My mom would get mad in deep conversations. My partner doesn't. Okay, cool. I have that separated. Good. That's not something you decide up here. That's something you have to rework back here. And I'll show you how to do that. Come to this event. It's only up for one more day. One day, and then it expires. It's free. MatthiasLive.com. I'll walk you through that. I'll walk you through that in particular. Screen cap this with your phone. If you're on Instagram, type the word event. Event. Good. All right. We're wrapping up. Nah, let's do this one. I like this song. Ooh. The event is pre-recorded. You can watch the pre-recorded events, the replay. Only for a few more hours, this afternoon and tonight. Happy to be with you. Happy to be hanging out with you. This was really fun. Thanks, everybody. Love hanging out live. Should I do more of these? I was doing them a lot in December, but I don't know if anyone cared. I was just like, I did it a lot, and I didn't get many DMs or like, yes? Okay. I didn't know if people were vibing with it, so if you're vibing, share the vibe. Share with me your vibes. Alright, good. Hope you had a good time. I did. I really enjoyed it. Let's do more. Let's hang out again. I'll see you another time. I'll figure it out. Maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. How much should I do this? Let's do more. Alright, sacred container. Let's do more. Thanks, everybody. Talk soon. Bye for now. See ya. Bye-bye. Shutting her down, closing her down, turning it off. Bye for now.